Hey, good evening, one, good evening, all, and welcome back to Grid Vision. We are here tonight with the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, live from virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And what a night of racing we've got ahead. We have done 8 races so far out of this, and we've got 7 more to go. It's going to be a fantastic league, and man, we're hitting the halfway point with tonight's race. Tonight up here in the booth, it's me, Jolo, with Sheldon Atkins, Austin Derbyshire down in the truck. The Grid Vision boys back at it again as the Google Earth satellite camera takes us down. Look at this beautiful squared-off oval. Indianapolis, such a unique track. And Sheldon, man, oh man, oh man. This is one of my favorite tracks, Sheldon, I got to admit. How do you feel about running around Indy?
Oh, absolutely. Indy is a track that has a lot of challenges that you don't necessarily run into anywhere else. I mean, it's a fast, we're going to be sitting at about around the 200-mile threshold coming into turns 1 and into turns 3. And you're basically just setting up for a corner for about half of the race. And then the other half of the run, it just feels like you're on the longest straightaway known to man. One of the oldest speedways definitely the oldest speedway in America, built in, I believe it was 1901, if I remember correctly. But this is the center of racing. This is what the inspiration was, the blueprint for Daytona Speedway was in 1909. It's the Milwaukee Mile that was opened in 1901. So sorry about the little mistake there, but I'm excited to see it go. One thing that's unique is it's going to be a fight for the bottom all night long because Dirty Air, you can't make anything happen on that top line.
No, sir. No, sir. And let's take a look at last week's race results real quick here. The first thing I want to point out is Sheldon's super duper fast guy of the race. That was Justin Lewis with a 29.117, but he did not manage to crack the top 3. It was Andrew Palesi, Jacob Prince, Michael Matta for your 1, 2, 3, and then Caleb Ellswick and Thad Teasley rounded out the top 5 in terms of last week's race results. So Andrew Palesi coming in hot this week. Let's see what he can do. Overall league standings, though, Austin Call out with a 2.56, just a little bit ahead of Maxwell Caldwell with a 2.51, but the two of them are working together with Team 1320 to hold on to that lead. Right behind him, Joshua Yarborough, who hasn't had a win to his name yet or a top 3, but man, look at that 216 in points. He is doing just fine for himself, and that is your top 3 in the league so far after 8 races, or after 7 races, looking at race 8 right now. And let's take a look at who the commentators up here have got picked for tonight's race. Who are we going to put the curse on? Let's see. Let's do that first row there, boys. Hit reveal. And for the win, I'm going to say Austin Call tonight. I think he's going to come flying across the line.
I go with Justin Lewis. I mean, the dude has been so dominant, so fast everywhere we've gone. I don't see how you can't pick him here tonight at Indy. And I see Darby's going with driver of the 2 machine, old Todd Merkel himself. Good pick there.
Very good. Who's the one to watch, everybody? Let's see him. Andrew Palesi, after last week, once again, I think the 18 and the 81. Oh, I picked 2 inverse numbers. I think that they've got momentum.
I think Austin Call's a good pick here tonight. Austin always puts together a really good run on the 2-mile tracks. Indy definitely seems like it'll be something to work out for him. Why don't you show us the underdog picks here tonight, as we see Darby has gone with Drew Kuhn for the 21 for the one to watch.
Let's do it. Joshua Yarborough, I think he's got to win a race eventually. Man sitting in 3rd place on the league. I'd love to see him come across the line in 1st place.
And I'm going to go for my underdog. I got to go with the 20 machine of Kel Peterson. When you get to tracks where strategy means everything, it seems like somehow he's able to put himself into the mix with going with contrarian opinions to the rest of the field. And Andy's a track where we've seen it come down to fuel and late race gambles to pay off.
Why don't you go ahead and bring up a few keys of the race here, buddy?
Yeah, tonight, first thing, I said it a couple minutes ago, it's just going to be a race to the bottom. You want to get the car down by the curbing and keep it down there. You don't want somebody to get underneath you. As soon as somebody gets underneath you, you're going to lose a lot of time, and you're going to pretty much get freight trained through the corner because the outside line in Indianapolis absolutely non-existent. Since there's no banking, it is literally just the track geometry that matters the most. Key number 2, it's going to be track position. It's going to be real difficult when these guys get back in the dirty air. These cars are going to handle absolutely horrible. Flat track with speeds as high as we have here, you're pretty much begging to get clean air any chance you possibly can. And finally, to round it all out here tonight, it's going to come down to strategy. Fuel mileage, tire gambles, 2-tire fire. You're going to see a lot of things be thrown here. Pretty much everything but the kitchen sink is going to come into play tonight. And potentially that, too. You never know. At 200 miles an hour, things get a little hectic.
You know, I've seen more open wheel racing here than I've actually seen stock car racing here. So it's always interesting to me to see a car with much less downforce tackle this track than I'm used to seeing. But that 200 miles an hour, man, one thing that's been proven, I think it's been proven that the average speed of a NASCAR race is actually a little faster than an IndyCar race. Is that right?
No.
Sounds about right to me.
No.
No, is that off?
NASCAR, no, IndyCar is significantly quicker, Joe.
Okay, I thought it was an average thing. Anyways, let's go talk about the grid. That's something that's concrete that I do know about. Logan Wilson is going to roll off in the pole position with Andrew Pileshi sitting second. Justin Lewis is in third with Jacob Prince in fourth. Ronnie Hurst in fifth with Jonathan Casabir in sixth. John Bradford in seventh with Austin Call in eighth. And in that fifth row, it's going to be Maxwell Caldwell with Landon Kano in 10th.
Front of the grid, 11th place is going to be the 2-car of Todd Merkel with Drew Calvert in 12th. 13th place is going to be the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton with Joshua Yarborough up top in 14th. 15th on the grid going to be Mike Boone with Ryland Long in 16th. 17th position going to Bill Hagan with Drew Kuhn in 18th. 19th on the grid going to be Cale Peterson with Thad Teasley up top. And field will be rounded out here by Brad Wilson, Corrales Steele, Caleb Ellswick, and Terry Litweiler.
Very good, very good, very good. Everyone's looking good. Especially looking good are those brand new graphics we've got on screen, sweeping away with the teams, showing you what teams we've got put together here. A lot of different people working together on the track tonight. And those 1320 boys are holding on to the lead of the championship, and I'm sure that they're going to want to keep doing so. Caldwell is currently sitting at 9th in the field overall. So, and then who was it? I think it was Austin Call also is currently sitting first in the championships.
I'll tell you one thing. Those guys may be up there at the top of the board together in unison right now, but there's no such thing really as teamwork when it comes to championships. Each one of these drivers wants to bring the hardware home themselves and worry about the team points later when we get down to the end of the season. But it's with a 4-point swing for first and second. It's any one of their championship right now because that is just a handful of positions on the track in one of these races.
That's right, my friend. That's right. Any position. It's just one position on the track, and it could be anybody's, really. Now we've got to see how these guys hold up here as the grid gets ready to roll off. Look at this. We've only got a few more gaps here in the lineup of cars getting ready to go. But up at the front, it's going to be, once again, Logan Wilson and Andrew Pileshi getting ready to lead things off here behind the pace car. Here comes the last few. And folks, we just want to say thank you for joining us early on here. Make sure that you get your bets in. I think you still have time to place a bet with the bet bot we have on Twitch, GrittyBot, who will take your bets. And of course, it's not for real world money, folks, just for fun, but he'll take your bets for points. And you can place a little wager on who you think is going to come in first, second, third. I think it's I actually think you just bet on the winner. Is that right, Darby? You just want to make sure I get that right. You just bet on the winner. Okay, good. Yeah, you bet on the winner, and you can get some, have some fun points week over week here with us here in Grid Vision, on Grid Vision, I should say. There we go. Yeah, there we go. The grid looks like it's ready to go. We're gonna get things rolling off here any moment here, folks. A bit of a cloudy day here at Indianapolis. A bit overcast in the grid. And sim time is 1:30 in the afternoon.
See the car's starting to roll here. Pace car getting ready to kick things up into gear. As we look at the reason for the namesake here, you see the yard of bricks here on the front straightaway. The start-finish line, remnant bricks from when the track was repaved in the 19, I think it was the teens. They went with a brick surface on the track and kept that for a while. Then eventually went back to good old asphalt, and they decided to keep the bricks as just kind of a piece of heritage here for the Speedway.
That's
and
so
I tell you
wild
what,
to me.
I can't imagine ripping around here in a pre-war Indy car with an absolute bucket of a suspension on a racing service that is more or less just glorified cobblestone. While wearing, by the way, a leather rugby helmet and a pair of aviator goggles.
Yeah,
without a seatbelt. I mean, it just goes on. It shows you how much, how far we have evolved in motorsports from the
That's
original
true.
Daredevils that set the tone.
The original Daredevils, man, oh man, oh man. Some amazing experiences can still be had. If you're watching now and you have access to the sim, you can have some fun in some of those old cars and rip around Monza. Actually, that's a great track if you want to have some old school fun, because that still feels like an old school track.
Absolutely. He mentioned the whole Daredevil thing with race car drivers. The original class for NASCAR drivers back in the 1950s and 1960s. You couldn't throw a stone in the garage back in those days without coming across a old World War II fighter or bomber pilot or tail gunner. Or there's a reason why it was so rough and tumble in its early days here, this sport.
Oh, that's right. It was, it was born from bootlegging. But right now we are gonna get things kicking off. We're gonna kick some tires, light some fires, and in just a little bit, I think we're gonna have the pace car heading off. Oh, it looks one more lap. Okay, I didn't quite check the lights there. We got one more parade lap here to show them all who's going around. But yeah, like I said, we're going to kick some tires and light some fires here from the 8th race of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. And what a series it's been so far. These guys have been great.
I don't know if you should be lighting tires, Joe. I think there's EPA guidelines against it. I think you can actually go to jail for that. I know you can't here in VA.
Did I really say light the tires and kick the fires?
Yeah, you kicking the fires and lighting tires.
Shake hand, kiss baby. Shake hand, kiss baby. Kiss hand, shake baby.
We're off to a great start. I can already tell it.
Yeah, something's in the air, But it's what's in the air is that white hot excitement that we have here on Grid Vision for every one of these races. And the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series, these guys have put on quite the fight, and it's been a couple of teams that just that have been doing fantastic over here. I want to shout out the IT and Out crew for just dominating the middle of that pack, but I want to see them break out a little bit. I think we mentioned them the other week that they really have a lot of mid-pack strength, and they run together like just a perfect, I almost said a perfect wad of cars, but it's true. It's how they run. But it's if they could move that whole group up a little bit, man, they would just be dominating the front of these races. But 13-20, they stand in the way.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, if a frog had wings, the rest of that goes. But the IT and Out cars, they've been really fast. Just the drivers have not been able to get the results that they were looking for. Just bad luck, getting caught up in mistakes. For some reason, the lights are back on the pace car. So this is interesting. I guess we're supposed to podcast now, right, Joe?
That's right. We're going to churn that butter. My friend. We got to get everybody ready. We got to give you time to get your bets in on the Gritty Bots. We figured we'd give you another round for that, right? This is really just more convenient, I think, for the viewers than anything.
Not optimal for the drivers, though, because these are extra laps that they're having to put on an already reduced fuel cell.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So this could move. This is going to move everybody's numbers a couple laps sooner here for the first pit sequence.
That's true, man. I didn't even think about that. That's a very good point. This is something that is unprecedented. We don't usually go this many laps before the start, and running in these conditions for these cars is not ideal.
Me being a driver on here, I constantly think of all the ways that something's going to make it worse for me, and this is one of them situations where you're just sitting there and you're like, man, this is not what we were looking for. We want to make it as far as possible, and now we burned off an extra 2 laps of gas.
You just got that itchy trigger finger. You're just sitting there, your legs jumping a little bit. You really want to hit that gas and put this thing in the hybrid drive. But man, oh man, the conditions are just not lining up. Let's see if we can get it going, though. And I hope that once we get it going, we can stay going. That would be nice, because we got 80 laps coming up here of a track that takes about a minute to get around. So you folks do the math. That's a long lap here in Indianapolis.
You can't see
2.5 mile oval.
You can save fuel, but anytime that engine's running, you're burning more than anything. So
That's right. Now let's see if we can get things started here. Coming through number 4 right now. Logan Wilson, Andrew Pileshi out on the front line. Now would be the time for some Rocket League hacks to kick in. Be great for the top line to get a good start here. Let's see what happens with the pace car off here. Looking for the green flag. Let's get things started. There's the green flag. We are go, go, go on Grid Vision. Oh!
And big wreck at the back of the field here to start things off. So pull the pace car back out because we are not going. As Josh Yarborough, and I believe, is that the 52 machine I'm looking at right now?
Nuts.
That's 56 of Ellswick there.
Yeah, that was my underdog, Joshua Yarborough. And number 3 overall in the series, too.
Fortunately, definitely under it now.
All right, let's see. Oh, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was just a little snap and a spin. Yarborough's around, back straight. Let's watch it one more time.
I'm thinking. This looks like there was a jump behind, maybe a missed shift there for Ellswick, but we got packed into.
Yeah, he gave us
hard to really tell from that angle exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Let's see if we can see it here from Ellswick's point of view.
Him in second gear here, getting ready to launch. Yeah, they just Field didn't go in front of him, and Yarborough kind of just got right into him.
Yeah, he did. He did. He jumped up and just bit him good. Really good, solid bite right there on the back. And oh, here we go. Here's the angle right here. This is golden. So there's the checkup in the front. And I don't think Thiel got into the back of Yarborough. I don't think that it was a double tap situation like that. But Thiel was very close to Yarborough there. So my only thought maybe was that Yarborough was looking in the rearview mirror for a split second and didn't realize how close he actually was to the car ahead of him.
I think Yarborough was figuring that he should probably been going by then and just didn't do anything to keep it off him once he got to the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful on these restarts. Not everybody's going to go at the same time that you have the instinct to go. It's a easy mistake to make, but hopefully these guys can clean it up and we can get some good long green flag racing in here before too long.
Yeah, that's true. Let's shake that one off, boys. Let's shake it off. We're gonna shake that one off. We're gonna come right back around.
Now the good news for these guys is though they're kind of getting to save back what they did spend on those couple of laps of excess caution at the start. As long as they're keeping the clutches kicked in and not putting any extra RPMs in the machines.
Yep. Best they can. Let's see here as we get people keeping the tires warm. Let's try to get this restart going. We got another lap to go, though, before we're going to be restarting here. Got to gather everybody back up. Get them lined up 2 by 2. And so, in the meantime, it does look like some bets are being placed there. 900 points are being placed. Was just placed on Todd Merkel there. Ooh, good. By Grid Vision Live, by our producers. So the house has to play the game too a little bit. Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, I should get in there and put some money on my bet too. On my pick too.
I ain't betting on nobody. You got the commentator curse and mix that with putting money down on something. Oh, I'm all right.
Yeah. I want to say again, it's just points we are wagering, folks. Points here. I mentioned that it's money, but it is points we are actually wagering.
Producer,
gambling pride. Yeah.
Producer's trying to call me out on a gambling addiction, and buddy, I don't even buy scratch tickets. But now loot boxes? Oh yeah, that was a problem for a little bit.
Loot boxes. Oh, were you in the loot box game?
I wasn't like crazy about it, but I would no life a game to get points to open up a couple loot chests here and there.
Nice. I was never good enough at the old Counter-Strike to give that life a shot.
See, for me, it was Smite, because the skins, for whatever reason, are just ungodly good on that game.
Nice. Good choice.
Overwatch there too for a little bit.
Oh yeah, another good loot box game.
I still get on Overwatch. I still put a few down, but we don't spend as much time on it as we used to. I was never like League of Legends sweaty though, so we're good there.
Okay, yeah. I never bit that apple myself either. Did my round of a few other MOBAs, but never fell down that hole. Absolutely not.
If anybody feels like they caught a stray off of me there too, by the way, my only suggestion is that please go get some help.
Yeah, seek the help you need. Did you once play League of Legends? Do you currently play League of Legends? There's help that you can get. We can help you.
Look, I've just wasted all my money on this sim, if I'm being honest. So.
Yeah, that's where it goes. I have a bumper sticker on my car that says my other car costs $11.95 on iRacing.
There you go.
All right. Pace car is going to be popping off here in a second, and we are going to be trying once again to get things started here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. Let's take it to the line one more time. Justin Lewis, Andrew Pileshi. Here we go. We are green yet again.
And a good restart here for Justin Lewis. Going to clear a couple car links as Pileshi goes side by side here with the 9 machine of Jacob Prince. Prince down to the bottom, up by the curbing, cutting the left side tires under the stripe. Comes out door to door here through the short chute. Now down into 2. It's probably going to fall into the favor of the 9 machine here. But Pileshi doing a great job hanging on the outside and making it work, ripping the momentum of the outside lane here. Luckily, gets the pass made down the back straightaway because it'd be a lot more difficult into 3.
Yes, it would. Oh, popping out behind him, Austin Call, the Aflac car. Looks like he wanted to make a move briefly here. He could be one to watch early on in this race, but he's stuck behind Jacob Prince right now. Jacob Prince is holding back the line just a little bit in terms of the gap between him and Pileshi to him and Call. Call looking for the inside. Now he's got it. They're side by side across the line. Looking into turn 1. Austin Call now down on the inside. He cycles back Jacob Prince, who ends up behind him, and it's going to be Austin Call for 3rd.
And Austin Call did a masterful job of using the air to his advantage. Coming out turn 4 there, was able to get to the left rear quarter, the 9 machine of Prince, and pack air to the spoiler. That was the difference maker that he needed to be able to decide into one, make the decision to get into 1 and 2 and be able to pass him. Landon Kano up to the back over the 9 machine here, coming into 3. Takes a peek to the outside to get a little bit of clean air to the nose. Gets tight, though, in the dirty air of the 9. A Prince slides up a little bit, has to pedal it. Now taking another stab to him here through 4. The dirty air working already in the favor of the 9 machine of Jacob Prince. He's going to be able to pedal away down the front straightaway. It's going to be a while for Kano to be able to get that momentum back.
That's right. Now Kano is the furthest up right now of the IT and out cars. And he was, just as we were saying earlier, there could be something that would work for them. Oh, big dive right there for the 27 of Trevor Dalton.
Oh, and around goes Carlos Steele sideways into 1, head on into the outside fence.
Ooh, Beyblade, let her rip. That was quite the pirouette.
Carlos Steele gets to be the first inspector here tonight of the oldest set of safer barriers in all of motorsports.
Oh, good trivia.
Indianapolis Speedway, the first track to go with soft retaining walls, and Caldwell just gets into the left rear quarter.
Ooh, we got the 2-piece combo.
When you break traction going into a 90-degree corner like that, there's no getting it back. Not easily, anyway.
No. Yeah, that was tough. The line wasn't really held through the turn. it feels like that. You're gonna pay an iron price if you don't hold your two wide and you don't hold your line. Let's just watch it one more time here. Yep, just comes off the nose there. One
Kind
piece,
of
two piece.
A late move by Caldwell there too.
Yeah. Man, that's unfortunate. That could be tough on Thiel's night overall. Don't know if that's going to be the end of it. But you know what I think this is going to happen is we took another couple of laps there, though. This could be a pit cycle, maybe. People are going to wait a little longer, see if another yellow comes out.
You don't want to give up the track position if you can avoid it.
That's true. I mean, yeah, at this point, you want to hold on to it. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Don't want to give that up. Look at this beautiful track too. I love that the inside of this track is that the grass is just right there. I feel like it's like a golf course design practically. There's like a clear fairway and a rough.
There's an actual golf course out there.
Oh, there is. Oh, holy mackerel!
There's an actual course out there.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. There is an actual golf course here. How about that? From our blimp camera, you can see it.
There's also festival grounds that they have here too that they send everybody out to during the Indy 500.
Well, that is something else. That is really great. Look at that. There's a circle right there. Someone just drew a chicken nugget on screen. That is impressive. Yep. That is truly impressive. A sweet potato.
Yeah, they call the fairgrounds out there, by the way, the Indy Snake Pit.
The Snake Pit.
Middle of the track.
Well, look what happened. Give out track position to hell with that. Half the squad came down.
These are guys that run a little bit further in the pack, coming down, trying to top off on gas, maybe throw some tires on it, make a little bit of a change here. Well, no, never mind the entire field on pit road. So everybody probably thinking that they're at the point with the number on fuel mileage that they could possibly just stay out a little bit later.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good possibility that these guys are trying to create a new long run strategy. And the guys out, you know what? They didn't want to give up their position. That's great and all, but getting on the long run strategy early and being willing to take advantage of these, not really false starts, but being willing to take advantage of these restarts as part of that is going to definitely be something that these guys want to do. We shall see. Here. We've got the pace car going around right now. Still out at the front of all of this, it's Justin Lewis leading things with Andrew Pileshi right behind. And while that pace car is going around, I'm going to take a real quick second to talk about J&M Group Industrial Services. J&M Group Industrial Services, they're Michigan's premier CNC machine and tool service provider. They offer routine maintenance, preventative maintenance, geometry calibration, machine relocation, and more. And with over 80 years of hands-on experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and quick turnaround times, J&M Group Industrial Services is the best in the biz. jmgrp.net. That's www.jmgrp.net for J&M Group Industrial Services. Just got the call there. It sounds like Justin Lewis wants the outside on this restart.
Yeah, it'll make it easier for him to get down into 1 and 2. You know, he's going to have to launch on the outside lane because restart's under leader control, so he's going to have the advantage coming in. Just going up to the top makes it so you don't have to put as much load into the car to try and get yourself the optimal line through the first corner. It really allows you to kind of have a bit of a jump, kind of a have your cake and eat it too moment here. It's a standard. You see that every time we come to Indianapolis, if you got teammates on the front row, especially.
Gotcha.
One year, I think it was 2017. Yes, it was 2017. Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr., both technically teammates, started 1-2 and pretty much ran the entire race 1-2. And Kyle Busch would opt for the outside line so he could cycle back down to the bottom of the track, and Truex would stay in line behind him. They went into a late race restart, and Truex came on the radio and said, "Hey, let's race it out this time." And they tried to race it out to the first turn. They both wrecked and turned into one of the most chaotic Brickyard 400 finishes I've ever seen. And Casey Kane ended up winning.
Wow. Hey, let's race it out. Why not?
Famous
You know
last
what?
words.
Exactly. You know what I would do? I would just always take second in that deal. I'd be like, let's just get across the line, buddy. You want to go across the line first? I'll take second. I really don't care. But I guess if you've been out there enough and you've taken second so many times, you want to get first eventually. But you know what I want to hear? I want to hear it. The best Sheldon Atkins restart you could give me right here, right now. Let's hear it.
Oh boy. Oh, you sure about this, Joe?
Yep.
Well, here we are, 10 laps in. Pace car making its dive down pit roads. We get ready to work into the restart zone. Field in the hands of Justin Lewis and Andrew Pileshi. Waiting to get into the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is out, and a great launch for the 7 machines. He gets a whole bunch of help from behind of the 9 machine of Jacob Prince all the way up to the back bumper cover. Going to leave Drew Pileshi hanging out to dry down to the bottom into 1 and 2. And new car in second place, and Jacob Prince and Justin Lewis going to start stretching ahead here to the front.
Wow, looking really good. Further back in the pack, though, we are stacking things up still. Rylan Long right next to Trevor Dalton. And in the back, Drew Kuhn and Jonathan Casebeer side by side. Still side by side, looking for 3 and 4 here.
Got to be careful here. This is where you get a lot of calamity. Having a car pinch down the bottom. It's so easy to get loose here. You see it right there with the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton. Got loose underneath the 24 of Rylan Long. Able to keep it pointing in the right direction. They're going to take the spot here out of turn 4. Look at this Carlos Steele already making up positions after his incident a couple laps ago.
Not bad, not bad. Let's see what he can do. He's got the ambition. Up in front, we still have that 4 wide situation. That little block of 4 hasn't really resolved yet. They're still kind of unsure where everybody's going to sit. But it looks like things have settled down a little bit. Jonathan Casebeer is sitting out in front right now of Drew Calvert and Logan Wilson. Wilson right now falling back a little ways. Nope, shooting forward down on the inside. He's going to take that spot now from Drew Calvert. And he's going to crack the wall in the process. Calvert's going to slightly get past him. I think that wall crack really is going to cost Logan Wilson quite a lot, I think.
Oh, and Todd Merkel going to grab the fence coming out of turn 4 as well. Not too hard of a hit, though. Car looks like it's straight here on the front straightaways. He is side by side coming into 1 and 2. We have a side draft there, but Merkel going to use that outside line to try and make it work. Overshoots the entrance a little bit up the hill for the 2 machine. And another spot down here for Merkel.
Another spot down as Caleb Elswick makes his way just a little ways past there. Merkel now, though, in the sights of Bill Hagan. Bill Hagan in the HendricksCars.com machine right behind him. Ooh, he's going to fall back a little bit. So maybe we'll see if Hagan's going to make this attack here on the number 2. In the meantime, let's look forward a little ways. There is some activity up front. Drew Kuhn has made his way forward quite a little bit, and now Rylan Long is looking like he's in his sights. Long currently sitting in 9th overall in the field.
Merkel was under attack there for a moment. The 3 machine tried to get underneath him. Bill Hagan wasn't able to get the power, though. Didn't have the slipstream to pull him back to the position on the 2 machine of Todd Merkel. So Merkel going to retain the spot for now as he right on board. Here comes Dalton with a huge run out of turn 2 down to the inside of the 22 machine of Hurst. And coming up to the door to try and pull a little bit of a side draft, and it's going to work in his favor as we dive down to 3.
Yes, it is. Let's see if he can maintain that speed. Can he do it? He's got that side draft. He's got the speed. Trevor Dalton sitting in 7th place right now. He's up only 1 from where he started. He's been kind of bouncing around the field a little bit.
3 wide out of turn
down.
4. Here comes Drew Kuhn to the bottom, passing Rylan Long now door-to-door with Ronnie Hurst on the front straightaway. We see that slipstream on that top line. Everybody tries to get up close to the wall here on the front stretch at Indy. And it's going to help Ronnie Hurst here. The 21 not able to be the beneficiary of the wake of the car in front. But now here comes the 21 again up to the door into 1. Drew Kuhn not going to be stopped here as he stays at the bottom through 2. And he's going to have the advantage here if he just get the side draft place.
He needs to, but he needs to be really careful. He's bouncing between the inside of the track and the 22 of Ronnie Hurst. Fan favorite Ronnie Hurst here. Hurst riding the inside wall. Here we go into 3 and 4. He's got
Drew's
some
in the
pretty
best
good
spot here.
speed. He's staying defensive, too, against Drew Kuhn.
And Drew Kuhn ended up in a very bad aero spot there. What didn't take the advantage of the side draft down the back stretch, ended up falling back in line behind Ronnie Hurst. And as soon as Hurst crossed the nose coming into 3, Drew got really tight in the dirty air and almost lost the spot. Casabear was all over the rear bumper, and that's just a bad place to be when you have that many cars packed around you. Also,
That's
Jonathan
right.
Casabear, new colors this week, not sporting the Diet Pepsi car that we're used to seeing. This week, the Jason Aldean's Kitchen and Bar Ford Mustang is what we're seeing hit the track for him.
Yeah. Different colors. Yeah, looking good here. I always love when a fresh livery gets out there on the field. And let's see. Oh, it looks like a little ways back. Not too far back, though. Logan Wilson. Nope, that's Caleb Elswick currently trying to make the big pass here on the inside of Drew Calvert. Oh, contact! Elswick's into Calvert. The two of them door to door for a second. Did you see that?
That was an incredible save there by Calvert because that car was gone. Now he's all over the back bumper, though, and I don't think he's happy about what just happened. If I'm Elswick, I'm going to start sweating here through 1 and 2 until you can pull away.
Yeah, you want to get away from that car. Let's take a look here, folks. Step back in time with us, why don't you? And have a look here. Drew Calvert's up there on the outside. Here comes Caleb Elswick. You can see him in the mirror.
He's trying to get up there to pull a side draft. Sends it deep into 3. And just gets tight, washes up the hill, keeps his foot in it, gets into the door, almost sends Calvert around, but Calvert does a great job saving it as he ducks down right in front of Cale Peterson.
Wow, Drew Calvert. Fantastic. Recovery of the race so far kept us green, looking good. Wish he had a little more speed, obviously, because that cost him a little bit, but I'm going to give it to him on technique.
Drew Kuhn back to the rear bumper of the 22 machine of Hurst here into 1. Gotta be so careful with how you set your stuff up. You gotta really set your stuff up to have the drive up off the corner so you can catch them sleeping coming into the next turn here. You know, you can't really make too many passes late corner going into the chute. It just doesn't necessarily work out here, especially with the dirty air. And right now, Drew Kuhn just kind of struggling a little bit, but gets a shot from behind from Casabear, and that's going to push him into 3 up to the back bumper in the short chute. That was a pretty substantial pat on the back there from Casabear.
Yeah, it was, but where did that put him? Did it give him any enough speed to get past Hurst? Not quite. So is it going to have to be another hit from Casabear that gives him enough speed to get back up to Hurst bumper, or is he going to find that speed himself?
To really make it work here, you've got to back up your corner entry. You got to get out of it really early when you're behind somebody. Try and offset the nose, get a little bit of air to the left front headlight. Do all that, then prioritize getting a great drive out of turn 2 or turn 4. And that should give you momentum down the straightaway, but it's just so difficult when everybody's so matched and so equal here.
There he goes, down to the inside yet again. Drew Kuhn seeing if he can get the speed up. He's right there, the bumper of Ronnie Hurst. It's a very close battle here, forming several close battles here, actually. If we go back a little bit from this one here, we can also see that Logan Wilson is very close to Jonathan Casabear. And behind him, even, it looks like Drew Calvert, is currently side by side with Cale Peterson, the number 20 car.
And here comes Pearson down to the bottom. Sorry, no, that's Caldwell down to the inside here, trying to make up a spot.
Trying to get around Corolla Steele. Couldn't quite do it. Let's see if he's going to give the squeeze to the Hendricks car behind him. No, Bill Hagan is going to back off just a little bit. We've seen Hagan driving defensively in other locations in the pack here tonight, so I think that might just be his style a little bit. When he sees you moving into his line, he is going to give you a little bit of space.
That's one of those tracks where you get really frustrated as a driver. And around goes Drew Kuhn. Heavy contact out of turn 2 to the outside retaining wall.
Oof. He's crabbed.
He had a lot of help there.
Disgusting. Oh, that's just body horror.
That is a night over here for Drew Kuhn. That right front, that's the entire control arm just gone on the 21 machine. Wheel hanging on by its tether.
Oh. That's rough. Oh, that's just rough. Just look at it bouncing. Oh, it's barely connected. Oh.
You look at what happened here. That is the 76 machine that is underneath them right here. That 76 car of Logan Wilson just comes in with one, just drives through him.
Yeah, he got up into him pretty good. I'm wondering why Wilson didn't choose maybe to stay down a little bit longer.
The car got tight, and he just kind of kept pushing through it. And you can't really do that at Indy. That's how you end up taking somebody out. And fortunately, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
Drew can't go any higher there. You can't just turn right in a 90-degree corner.
Yeah.
When I left you guys in charge last week, everything was real friendly. Everybody was real kind and courteous to each other. And we've seen a couple wrecks here today where it's just been people driving through each other. What'd y'all do while I was gone?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But something went down. Indy has gotten the best of a few drivers here, as they've gotten the best of each other. Let's watch this from Logan Wilson's perspective.
He gets in him right there in a 2. And out of 2.
Yep.
Just cleans him right out.
Good. That's a good way to put it. Cleaned him out indeed. So we've got everybody coming on down pit road now. Okay, let's see how the strategies play out. Okay, let's see. Vroom vroom. First person off the line, is that Lewis? I think it might be. Caldwell still out potentially. Did he not pit? Maybe not.
Caldwell.
Yeah. Okay, he did.
It's like Caldwell opting to stay out here.
One of the few manages to maintain that spot.
Interesting strategy, especially being the only one to do it.
Let's see if that plays off. Time will tell here, and the time is currently 2:37 p.m. in the sim. Once again, pretty overcast here at Indy right now. Kind of a gray day, but good day to be in the stands. It's not going to be too hot, and the track shouldn't be too hot either, aside from the guys driving on it. Temperature-wise, I anticipate it's probably in the 80s. How hot is it?
Yeah, it's 70 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
It was 65-degree air temp with 70-degree track temp. So track is completely gripped up, 75% humidity, which is what is attributing to this kind of grayness that we're seeing. A lot of low-lying fog banks here.
Yes.
In real life, this would be a race that would probably end up in a massive rainstorm that we'd be watching cars under tarps for a couple hours.
Yeah, probably. Probably. All right, lights are off now, which means after this one, we're going to get started. The brickyard has been passed. You know, I was this many years old when I realized it was called that because it's an actual yard of bricks and not an actual brickyard.
Whole place was completely coated in them, so that's where the old nickname came from.
I guess that's fair. If it was completely done up in bricks, that makes sense. Called the brickyard. But right now, well, what we got is still a whole field of cars. I don't think we've had any dropouts yet. I don't think so. Yeah, I think we're still with the whole field of original cars here. Got a few people who went down pit road, who are probably still down there, to be honest, if they had any repairs to do. But we're going to get things kicked off here. Restarted as we come back down, getting ready to go through 4 here. The pace car will take us through, and we'll be seeing a restart here of the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series here from beautiful Gray Sky International, Gray Sky, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Getting ready to go. Maxwell Caldwell out front with Justin Lewis on the outside. Lewis looking to get things kicked off here with a good jump. There we go. We are green yet again, and it's going to actually be Caldwell with the jump this time.
Caldwell gets a good clean launch here down into 1 and 2, but remember, the 7 machine of Lewis just came down pit road. Car might be a little bit better. Gets washed up in the dirty air here a little bit. They'll go slide up the hill out of turn 2. Caldwell going to shut the door, and I'm here through the chute. And Caldwell's going to hang on to for the first couple corners.
He's got the speed. He's got the speed. Everyone's trying to get sorted out, though. You can see them still going, too wide now here. Logan Wilson, side by side with Jacob Prince.
Prince has been doing this. He's been getting really good positions here on these restarts, and he's just been, it's looked like he's been extra conservative here with the 9 machine. You know, I've watched him fall back the first couple restarts a handful of spots. And it's been like clockwork. Every restart, you know, he starts out about 2nd or 3rd, falls back to about 4th or 5th, then, you know, starts to rebound and pick up a couple spots later on. I think he's just being really, really aggressive with his tire management and his fuel saving, which is a smart call. It could pay off for him when the race is over. You know, having to take a little bit less fuel on pit road means a shorter pit stop, means more time on track if we get a green flag set.
That's right. Oh,
that's right. Heavy block there into 2. The 76 machine almost gets the nose cut off by Trevor Dalton. Was going to fall back in line behind the 1320 Toyota Camry down the back straightaway here with help from his IT and out teammate behind him of Kano. On board with Cale Peterson here as he dives down to the inside of the 01. Flawless steal through 3 and 4. 1 car around, heavy contact with the inside wall.
Stay off the track, stay off the track.
It's going to be a yellow.
He's back up. Yeah, he couldn't stay off, unfortunately.
That's Kano.
Kano swept up the outside, slammed into the outside wall. That pinballed him down to the inside, slammed off the inside wall, and then just ran back up the track.
Just gotta know when you're that high up, man. It's not going to rotate.
Ooh.
That's a teammate he just took out there too in the process.
Yikes.
And based on the tire marks there leading up to the outside fence, that was a heavy hit there for the 31 machine.
Oh my!
Oh yeah, that toe link it ain't hurt. It ain't broke. It's gone.
Oh man!
On board Brad Wilson.
Oh man!
Get ready for the Kano jump scare right about here.
Yep, there you go.
And there's nothing you can do as a driver to prepare for that.
No. No, that's going to come up out of nowhere.
I mean, the caution was out. You know, maybe pedal it down a little bit. Try not to put yourself in that position. But once they get you right rear quarter panel like that, there's nothing you can do, especially at that kind of speed.
Ugh. Ugly. Just not pretty.
Who's that right there? The 33. That's Thad Teasley in his races.
Oh, wow.
His race is more or less done. Look at the heavy damage to the right front of that car. Right front tire completely locked up and knocked out of shape.
Yeah, if I had anything to guess, I'd say he's crabbed as well. Just completely cooked. Eyes on 33 here. Let's see.
I think Thad saw the wreck happening and tried to go to the outside here to avoid it. Yeah, he's trying to avoid the wreck and gets into the brakes. Car snaps. Most of the damage coming from his hit against the wall.
Yeah. A lot of self-inflicted damage, unfortunately. He still gets caught up in the wreck, but bit of self-inflicted damage there. All right, folks, pace car is going around. We are going to see another restart here at Indy very shortly. Meantime, to the folks who are joining us on YouTube, thank you. Much appreciated. The folks joining us on Twitch, thank you as well. Much appreciated there. Good to have everybody on board. Remember that we can chat with you. So if you want to ask us questions or you want to rap about who you think is going to win it all here at virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just go ahead and send a little message to us. Sheldon and I always appreciate it. You can even send Darby a message. Go ahead. Just in time for the restart. All right. Yep, we're going to be getting things restarted here after probably, I'm guessing, one more lap of getting things lined back up.
Which restart? We've had a plethora of them so far. Definitely been a rough evening here from the Brickyard as we see the cars come across the stripe here to take the 1 to go signal here under yellow.
Oh, maybe not. Oh, that's the stripe there. Perfect. Perfecto. All right, all right, all right. The 94 out in front. That's Maxwell Caldwell. Jacob Prince looking good. Justin Lewis as well up there in front. And finally, Trevor Dalton finishes off that block of 4. Why don't you go ahead and once again bless us with this restart here, Sheldon, once we get back to the line.
Absolutely, buddy.
Excellent. I do so look forward to your restart.
Do you now?
I do.
Do you really? You mean it?
I do. Yes.
Oh, shucks. Tell you what, it's been a good night here for 1320 so far, though.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty right now. They usually have like, what are they, like six cars in the field?
They got the first. They got first 2 on lockup here. Caldwell and Lewis rolling off the grid here side by side again. Caldwell a little bit of an alternate strategy here to the 7 machine of Justin Lewis. Seemed to work out pretty well on that restart, though. Gonna be interesting to see. We're starting to get close to that halfway mark too. Lap 30 out of 80.
That's right.
See the pace car getting ready to take the deep descent down the long pit road of Indianapolis. Field warming their tires right now. Caldwell on the inside, in the lead with Justin Lewis to the out. As they work slowly into the restart zone. It's such a long crawl here to get into the restart zone. Feels like forever, but here we are, and we are back underway in the outside lane with the draw. Justin Lewis with the advantage.
What a restart, too. Side by side goes Lewis and Caldwell into one.
Oh, they're going to get close here. Caldwell slides up the hill a little bit. Lewis grabs that right rear quarter pound, puts a little bit of air on the spoiler. Going to slow him down here through the chute. Caution is out, and I think Lewis was ahead by a bumper.
Just barely there.
No.
Just barely.
Caldwell with the advantage through the scoring loop. And
Okay. We'll take a little look back in time here. Oh. See if we can pin down what happened, and then after that we will we'll take our little step away for a second. But let's see what happened here.
Look at the 18 machine of Awesome Call wreck happening in front of him. You see all the tire smoke. That looks like the 3 machine of Bill Hagan that's around.
Yep. Now Hagan we've been seeing drive fairly defensively tonight, so let's see. He keeps his distance. There was action ahead of him. A slide from the 36.
Looked like Bradford got into the back of the 3 of Hagan there and just shot him around. These cars are so on edge when you get into the center of the corner here that just the slightest touch is enough to completely yank it around.
There we go. Let's try one more point of view here.
Yeah, Bill checked up there to avoid what was going on in front of him. And unfortunately, Bradford wasn't able to quite get to the brake pedal in time and bumped into him. Apologies being had over the radio, too. Both drivers forgiving each other and no drama. But head back on over here to you, Joe.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. And we're going to take a little break, folks, for a little station break. When we get back, more racing here from virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So don't go anywhere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey, folks, welcome back to beautiful, sunny, gorgeous, well, a little overcast here, virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's us, the Jolo boys. I almost said the Grid Vision boys. Jolo is me. I am Jolo with Sheldon Atkins and Austin Derbyshire, and we are here to bring you more laps. That's what we've got. More laps coming up in the J&M Group Monday Night Cup Series. It's race 8 out of 15 for this series. They've done a great job so far, but the boys are having trouble tackling. If Darlington is the track that cannot be tamed, Indianapolis is coming up close second here today.
It's just driver frustration that we're really seeing start to kind of boil over. You can't really do a whole lot when you get in traffic here at Indy. It turns into a dirty air train. As we see the pace car getting ready to dive down pit road. It's just a lot of impatience we're seeing here throughout the field. Right now, field in the hands of Max Caldwell and Justin Lewis as they work into the restart zone. As they crawl into it here. And hopefully for Caldwell, this will be a little bit of a cleaner restart. Getting a little bit of help from behind maybe. Here we are back underway. Caldwell with the advantage at the stripe. But here comes Lewis with a great surge through the gears down into turn 1. Caldwell using the inside line advantage, though, to pull away from the 7 machine. And Lewis going to tuck back in behind his 13-20 teammates who are working at 2.
That's right. A little ways further back, Trevor Dalton is trying to make a pass on John Cassavet.
Oh, we got one around out of 2. I think it's Marco. Oh, my God. What a shot. Heavy hit down the back straightaway. Oh.
I see. Is that Merkel? Is that Kuhn?
Just go on board with Merkel here because this is a terrible ride. Look at that heavy damage to Drew Kuhn again.
Yeah, I think this is going to be it, though. Drew Kuhn is driving sideways.
Todd Merkel had a tow there. Engine completely gone. This is, we saw this wreck years ago with Brad Keselowski. Same situation. You see another one. 19 out car has been really aggressive.
Yeah,
the back bumper. Heavy shot to the tire pack, and that is about the worst crash you can have here at Indy.
What a ricochet. Yeah, it really is.
Let's see, which car was that? I see which car that was that got into him. I'm talking about the one that initiated the contact that caused the wreck. It's right on board Drew Kuhn, and Drew Kuhn has no idea this is going to happen.
Yeah, it hits him right square.
2 massive wrecks here for Drew Kuhn today. Neither one of them any bit his fault. Ugh.
Yeah, the driver behind Merkel was like the 26 or the 28. I don't remember exactly which one, but it was the
IT and out cars. I just couldn't tell. All their numbers, the black numbers, are kind of hard to distinguish from me up here. I want to say maybe it was it Ellswick?
Let's have a look here.
Is that the 76? No, this is ahead. This is way ahead. I think that was Ellswick.
Yeah. Further back in the field a little ways. Well, yeah, that was a really bad situation for just about everybody involved there. And it could very well be a night ender for a few of these drivers. What was that? Was there a close call there on the pit road? Which
I heard our producer say something. I just have no idea what he said.
Yeah, I was reviewing pit road, but on the other side of pit road. Let's see what happened here. Sounds like there was a little action. Here comes the crew. Let's watch them all get ready now. Head down pit road. Okay. Ooh, whoa!
That was a fake. Yeah, Justin Lewis just faked Caldwell out, and that was a couple very close calls.
The fake out of fake outs. That was really close.
You got to note too. You see that little yellow cone right there at the entry of pit road. If you come in after that, you get a 40-second hold penalty for an unsafe pit entrance. So these guys kind of have to dance around that.
Wow. That was the juke of jukes right there. Here you go, eyes on. Oh, I'm going to go pit. I'm going to pit. No, I'm not. Whoa! Justin Lewis.
Poor
lined up everybody.
Poor Caldwell just got baited there.
He did. Oh, man. Justin Lewis now, king of the castle, king of the castle. Gets to sit out there and looks great.
I buy iPod Shuffle. Cannot buy iPod. He cannot afford iPod Shuffle.
iPod Mini.
It's iPod Mini. It's been a while. I need to go back and rewatch that.
I almost bought a classic iPod recently because I just wanted a good MP3 player, something that wasn't this one of the streaming solutions. Well, iPod-like device, it would. iPod
a classic iPod. You don't have to stay tied to iTunes. You can run Linux on an old iPod.
You can break that thing wide open.
Yeah, I was doing it when I was.
That's a good point.
I was doing that when I was 12. Well, yeah, it's an MP3 player with the quality of a Apple product. It's not like it's a Zune where you were like there was nothing you could do about it.
Yeah.
Realistically, with the advent of Raspberry Pi, I'm pretty sure you can make your own iPod these days.
Pretty much. You can get a good MP3 player for $60.
Or looking at those and thinking, $299 is not a bad call. Boy, did we get ripped off.
Oh boy, that's a good point. Oh, because of the label, my friend. You're always paying for the label. Oh, looks like yeah, I just saw it. The 21 Monster Energy Toyota Camry is done for the night. Sorry to see it, Drew. Sorry to see it. You had a hell of a run.
Hopefully, Drew Kuhn will go to the local horse track and find himself a golden horseshoe for next week, because definitely had absolutely no luck here tonight from Indy. But another thing that's different here with this restart, they went for single foul. The race control, tired of seeing all these chaotic wrecks happening on the restarts, kind of forcing everybody's hand here to line up.
Yeah, after but if you get to before the halfway point on a race and you've got 6 restarts under your belt, it's about time to take it to the green flag single file. And that's what we've done here. Ooh, some big checkups for sure. Let's see if this changes everybody's fate and fortune.
Well, one thing is going to work out for Justin Lewis. Going to get a huge advantage on that restart now, pulling away from the field through the first handful of corners. Turn 2, everybody's still single file, trying to find some kind of way to find an advantage on the car in front of them.
We're still stacking up in the middle. We're still stacking up, though. The field is getting a little tighter on the 6th place spot. Brad Wilson in the IT and out team dominating the front of the pack here with Landon Cano and Caleb Ellswick side by side. Just a little bit ahead of Drew Calvert.
Ellswick swings it way wide through 4, almost tags the fence, keeps it in the right direction, though. Cano working the outside lane, trying to pull an advantage on the 9 machine of Jacob Prince. Prince not trying to ride around here in 9th, though.
Ooh.
Down to the bottom, trying to get clean air to the nose of the Mountain Dew Baja Blast Chevrolet. 3 wide behind him. Here comes Max Caldwell with Austin Call stuck in the middle. Caldwell up into the door of Call, runs him up the hill out of turn 2. They keep it pointing in the right direction, though. Now Caldwell going to fall back in line behind his 1320 teammate.
That was too close for comfort there. Austin Call already apologizing over the radio to Drew Calvert, making sure he knows that was an accident, getting up there into him a little bit. But let's see if Caldwell behind knows to give him a little bit of room there. Austin Call makes the pass. Now he's out in front. Caldwell wants a slice of that as well. Can he get past Calvert as we come down across the line, looking for 1 and 2?
This is the highest cross Steels ran all night, just behind Bradford, who's also in his top running position of the evening, sitting 4th and 5th. These two are.
Good spots to be in, especially when you've got so much gap between you and the field behind you. You've got a lot of room to work with. And Corolla Steele, all he's got to do is play the duels game right now. It's time to duel as the two of them are matched up here. Bradford is going to have to drive defensively. Ooh, snap out of
almost lost
Corolla Steele. Did you see that? What a snap.
Yeah, that was almost bad. The wall kind of straightening the 0-1 machine out there, so lucky for him. But that could have been pretty bad there.
That could have, yeah, that could have gone about 3 or 4 times as bad as it did. That could have been our next yellow. Oh, okay, good to know.
Right now, a little bit of a look at the playoffs. Bradford, if he were to finish where he's at right now, he would be locked into the top 10 of the playoffs if it all came to an end here.
The playoff bubble is there on screen. You can see, folks. And they're dying in the back. Let's take a look and see what's going on in the back of the field. Some polite jibing in the back.
Hurst Wilson get together.
Yeah, Hurst just giving a good solid tap to the 31 there, IT and out car.
There's nowhere else Hurst could have gone. He was all the way down to the bottom of the track.
It's true.
Gets down and
he had no choices.
Wilson just kind of tries to cut the nose off on it. And, well, when you're the car on the outside, you can't necessarily do that because that's what's going to end up being every time.
Too true, too true. Yeah, Hurst he was across the line. Yeah. Where else was he? Where else was he going to go? Into the grass.
Spatial awareness, man. That's another one of them keys that I don't talk about much, but it's key everywhere we go.
Yeah, and that's when you start to get into the question of what kind of setup do these guys have? Are they on a single monitor? Are they on 3 monitors? Are they in VR? Like, who's doing what? I used to race in VR, so my immersion was absolute.
You got a mirror. You can look in the mirror there and see it. That 22 machine's getting down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And also spotters.
That's true. There's ways to use to get around the single screen handicap.
Guys, the sun's out.
Follow the day and reach for the sun. Little polyphonic spree, anybody? You remember that band? Streak of light. Beautiful. Yep, right there on screen. A beautiful streak of light. The heavens have opened, and they're watching this race.
Maybe they're just watching the golf match happening in the infield.
Smacking a few.
Majority of the field coming down pit road. One guy opting to stay out, though. The 9 machine of Prince, as well as the 7 of Lewis, and a handful behind him.
Here we go. Everybody coming on down here. Strategies are still at play. You can see on screen now who's playing the pit road strategy and how fast they are going. Drew Calvert's been down there for a few while now. Landon Kano is trying to see who's been down there the longest so far. So there you go. Trevor Dalton's still hanging out. Corolla Steele on 40 seconds now. We've mentioned golf a couple of times on here. Fans, if you are a fan of golf and you happen to play any golf games, we do have an online society in PGA 2K25 if you want to join the Grid Vision boys and play a little golf sometime.
St. Louis still hanging on to the front of the pack here. It's been a revolving door for second place here tonight.
It has been. Yeah, it really has been. That's a good way to put it, a revolving door. It's been a constant changing of the guard here for second place. Let's see here. Oh, the Jonathan Castleberry's profile up here on screen. Let's see his favorite driver there, Kyle Busch. Talk about Sons of Anarchy, favorite TV show, favorite car, Chevy Corvette, C7 Grand Sport. Perfect. Good answer. Fantastic answer right there. Favorite track, Michigan, in Michigan Speedway or Watkins Glen. Well, we're not there tonight, but hopefully he's enjoying his time down here. And finally, anything Marvel. I love those Marvel movies. I just started watching Wonder Man on Hulu, and that has been fantastic. What else have we got here? Using Thrustmaster pedals, Trash Talk, Maxwell Caldwell, and Justin Lewis. Fanatec wheel. And a single monitor. So just like we were talking about there. He's made his way up to 5th place over the course of tonight's race so far. 15 places. Beautiful for Mr. Case of Beer himself.
Castleberry is one of those that I've been saying all year is one of the most improved drivers here in the J&M Cup Series. He's put together some really good runs this season. And one thing to note about him, too, he's been doing a good job keeping that car in one piece every week. You know, you don't really see him get into too many big wrecks or put himself into a bad position. Just hangs on and grinds all race long and gets a good position out of it. And, you know, when it comes to a championship, that's the kind of guy you want to kind of keep an eye on there as kind of a dark horse pick.
That's right. That's a very good point. And now, and you know what? He's sitting 3rd overall in points. I mentioned that a couple of times during the course of the night. He's very good. He's in a very good place to continue getting those points. And we're going to see what happens as we get down to the line. Now the pace car is going to be heading off. We're going to go back to 2 wide restarts. You might have noticed that. We've got Prince and Lewis leading things off with Austin Call and Caldwell on the 2nd row. These 2 wide restarts have been chaotic for us so far during this race. So folks, let's see if we can make it all the way around here as we get ready to go now. There goes the pace car. We're ready to get things kicked off. Looking for that restart zone. Justin Lewis, Jacob Prince. And there's the launch. Justin Lewis with the bang off the line, and he's going to leave Prince and Caldwell in the dust.
Yeah, Prince kind of got caught sleeping there on that restart. He's going to dive down to the bottom here, though, through 1 and 2, up to the door. The 94 machine of Caldwell. Tight racing down here into the short chute, back into turn 2. The 9 machine, though, with the advantage. But here comes Caldwell fighting back on the top, and Prince grabs the curbing a little bit. Car gets unsettled, loses a lot of momentum. Here comes Caldwell to P2.
Caldwell's got that P2, but he's still got a good ways to go before he gets back up to Justin Lewis. But he's going to get the help. He's going to get the push from Jacob Prince behind him, I think, because Prince wants to get up there as well. So the two of them could end up working together inadvertently over the course of this race.
Side by side a little bit further in the back, John Bradford down to the inside of the 76 machine of Logan Wilson here on the front straightaway. Wilson using the draft off the back of the 77 machine of Yarborough to pull ahead of the 00 of Bradford, but here comes Bradford with a swing down to the bottom into 1. And sliding up the hill goes the 00 machine, loses a lot of momentum, falls back in line behind the 76. The 76 now trying to make the outside line work. It's stuck in line here behind the 20 of Peterson, but going to give a little bit of a push to the back of the 20 Toyota here on the backstretch.
Let's see if we can make it work back there, because there is things have slowed down up here in the battle for second and third as things have spread out a little bit. But back in the pack. We still have a lot of movement, a lot of stacking up as this Hornet's Nest tumbles end over
up the hill goes Peterson. Tags the fence out of turn 4, and I've just noticed there's a substantial amount of damage to the nose of the Air Force machine of Peterson, and that right there is probably why he got so tight. That center of the split of the whole front fascia of that car is kicked in, and that is a lot of downforce loss there for Peterson. He's just pedaling right now, hoping we get another yellow.
Yeah, yes, he is, and that's something that, well, could very well happen over the course of the next couple of laps here, because we know Indianapolis can be that kind of track. Now, a little ways back, we got Cale Peterson still just doing his absolute best, but right behind him, you got Joshua Yarborough down on the inside right now after a pretty darn good wreck. Ooh,
yep, Peterson up in the wall here.
Yeah, that's going to cost him even more. That's going to cost him even more. Look at that. He settles back into the pack a ways further back, loses about 6 positions in the process. But that gives Joshua Yarborough a chance to kind of surge forward a little bit into the top 10 pretty solidly. And Yarborough, third in points, he can still easily make his way up and get just enough points to maintain that solid third place in the overall standings.
Peterson just gets high there. Car's tight. You see the damage to the nose of the toy machine. Lost a lot of momentum here. Right now, battle shaking up though. Kano going toe-to-toe here with the 33 machine of Thad Teasley. Down to 3 though. Kano gonna hang on to the position here. Shuts off the clean air to the nose of Teasley. Teasley gonna have to try and find some kind of other way to get by that 45 Mustang.
Okay. And if we check in on the rest of the pack, we can see that things are single file. Probably is about as far as the eye can see right now until you get closer to some of these guys fighting it out in the back here.
The main thing that you're seeing right now is just Peterson falling down the pylon. That car is hurting pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. It's really dying. Let's see, though, how far everyone can make it. We've officially already crossed the halfway point about 10 laps ago. We're on lap 49 out of 80 here, folks, at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Remember, these are pretty long laps, about 51 seconds per lap, and it's 2.5 miles in 51 seconds. So it's going by pretty quick for these guys. But from our perspective, this is one of the longer tracks that we have to deal with.
Right now, you see Lewis just carrying on that dominating pace we've seen on that 7 machine all year. You know, it's been fast week in and week out. Late race cautions, though, have been what have taken the only thing that have really taken Justin Lewis out of contention for wins this season. You know, strategy's just getting flipped upside down and him being, you know, kind of on the short end of the stick. But running perfect laps here at Indy, and right on board here for a lap. See how Justin Lewis tackles the 2.5 mile rectangle. Right now, you see him all the way down to the bottom of the track, trying to snake the draft, making it difficult for Caldwell to tuck back up in the slipstream. We've seen that in IndyCar for decades here. Works in the stock cars as well. Down to the bottom here, just almost getting the tires to clip on the curbing. Taking the shortest diameter as possible to get that apex hammered down. Send it in wide, then a late cut down to the bottom for turn 2. Back up, right up against the fence. Back down to the bottom here on the back straightaway just to break the draft behind you. Then back up to the fence here to get your arc into turn 3 settled, and pretty much a copy paste of the front half of the track. Just 3 and 4, you can send the car a little bit deeper than you can in 1 and 2. A little bit of a tag to the wall there for Lewis, but no harm, no fouls. You see him sent to the bottom here into 4. And it's one thing, too, to note about Indy. Even though it looks like a perfect copy on both ends of the track, it is entirely different. Turn 1, just something about the radius, the banking, the way it rolls in. A little bit harder to get the car down into the track, into the corner. Have to take a slightly altered line. 3 and 4, it feels like you have all the grip in the world compared to the front end of the track.
Really, just is that much of a difference between the two major turns in this track?
It's always been like that. It's just something very slight with either the way the banking rolls in or just you know, the diameter of the corner itself.
That's awesome.
But the back half of the
That's
track
just
just feels way more open than the front end.
But that's just cool. That's a cool piece of trivia, and probably more like the driver's intuition thing.
Yep, I've seen
man.
a lot of people blow turns 1 and 2 here by accident. And the car, every corner too, the car just feels entirely different.
What a unique situation.
You know, 1 and
Love
2,
to
you always
see
feel
it.
like you're on the edge of missing the corner. Turn 2, you always feel like the car is just a little bit loose, like it's trying to step out on you. And turn 3, it feels perfect. Like turn 3 is the only corner on this track where it, you know, no matter how bad of a car you have, it feels like you can always get the thing to stick down to the bottom of the track perfectly fine. And 4, you know, it kind of copies off of turn 3. If you've got a car that handles good into 3, it's going to handle pretty well into 4 too, as long as you back it up proper. So look at Lewis right now pulling the Indianapolis snake here, trying to keep an advantage over the 94 of Caldwell. Knows Caldwell is in draft range, and Caldwell's been running some great lap times here. Has closed this 1 second gap down to about half of that, 5/10 separating first and second. The only problem for Caldwell is, though, he knows that he's a little bit quicker than Justin Lewis. The dilemma he has right now is he does not have clean air to the nose of that 94 machine, and, you know, the dirty air is kind of what messed up Lewis. Well, now it's starting to mess up Caldwell again. You see him starting to slip away with the lead.
Yep, just a little bit there. Can he slip away with it though? Is it really going to set him up for that long-term win? You know, that's my question.
Lewis coming down.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right.
Be hopefully the final pit stop of the night for the 7 machine. It's good, clean entry to pit road here. It's a very long pit road here at Indianapolis too.
Yeah, it's very
like-
long. Jeez Louise.
You feel like you're on pit road forever here. Like this place, and heaven forbid we get green flag stops at Martinsville. It feels like you never leave pit road once you get on it.
All right. Lewis with the full stop. We got cars still out in the field. It's still anybody's race here. A lot of leads changing around here on the J&M Group Midnight Cup Series.
Justin Lewis down off of the jack here. Another interesting to note about pit road too. As we look at Justin Lewis here leaving the pits, you cannot merge until you get off of this access road here. You gotta send it through both halves here. Can't get the right side tires up over that white stripe there. And on board with Lewis, and this is one of the cool things about Indy though, he's going to come out without losing a lap. Such a long track, the way the pace plays out here, you can pit from the lead and stay on the lead lap. See Justin Lewis now back down and away as he sets it down to 3, and the caution is out. And that is a huge break for Justin Lewis.
Yeah. Big break. Okay. That's going to get everybody to kind of scrunch up a little bit.
Rest of the field going to come down pit road here too for that final stop as well. And Justin Lewis came out with the lead, 4 fresh tires and fuel. He's going to be able to go right back to the lead. See Todd Merkel slide into the wreck trying to avoid it. So difficult when you have to back down to avoid an incident in front of you in this next gen car, especially in the middle of a corner. I tell you, the 31 car is in it.
Mm-hmm.
See what happened here as we look at Brian Wilson here.
Let's have a look. The way back machine. It's 2 wide right behind him. He goes, 3
Uh,
wide, and he just gets turned.
Stand that movement. Good Lord, Merkel. Another heavy hit here. Also, sorry about that. I said Brian Wilson. I must be thinking about the Beach Boys. That was Brad Wilson in the 31 Machines. We right on board here with the 2 of Ronnie Hurst.
I was about to say, when you said Brian Wilson, I was like, the Beach Boys? Is that who's racing right now?
Nothing Ronnie could have done to avoid that.
Not at all. That's funny. Let's take a look. See it from Todd Merkel's perspective.
Todd Merkel, I can already tell he's flying in here blind. Paying attention to what's going on with the car. He's trying to pass here. Rylan Long comes out of turn 2 into the chute. He sees the smoke, tries to chase it down. Car snaps back on the left rear and heavy into the outside wall. Cannot countersteer with this next-gen car when you got throttle in it. I mean, even without throttle, you can't get it. As soon as you cut the wheel to the right, it's gone. Which is the opposite of every other race car that I think has ever existed in the history of man.
Yeah, just about. All the other ones can make that turn. Now look at this pit strategy. Ooh, someone just drove right through pit lane. This is 94. Was Maxwell Caldwell? Yep. Oh, he was the first out. Okay. I thought he did a drive-through for some reason. I was like, he was driving very confidently, but no, he was the first one out. Maxwell Caldwell, Justin Lewis still leading things.
That really worked out well for Justin Lewis too. Now he doesn't have to worry about fighting through the cycle. He's just going to restart here with 4 fresh tires. Only had 1 corner worth of load really before the caution came out, so doesn't have to really worry about tire temps or tire heat here. You can cool all that down here under the caution, so the sub machine's still going to be just as fast as ever, but taking an alternate approach to getting the lead here and pitting. I feel like if he had it his way though, he would have probably just waited the lap and came in. Also, skid racer, Keaton Cox is not racing, much to Roger Pierce's dismay.
By now, we've all the people who need to hear that have heard that.
I really like Cox here.
That's Roger Pierce for you, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roger Pierce has spoken.
That's funny. And
58 laps down, 59 now at the stripe. Just about 20 laps to go here. Justin Lewis going to opt for the top. Max Caldwell going to cycle down here to the bottom. I got a feeling we ain't done with the chaos either. It's getting to be crunch time. These guys had a couple green flag laps, and I think everybody's just going to get a little overzealous.
Yeah, they've had a couple. But I think you're onto something. I think that you're right. I think that we're going to see more chaos before the night's over, unfortunately, just because that's how the night has been, and I just don't have any confidence that there's going to be dramatic change from that as we get closer to the end of this race.
Also, Skid Racer, you can keep on going off in the chat, buddy. We love having the interaction. Thanks for supporting the channel.
Yeah. Love to see a little channel interaction.
Yeah, you can't beat it. You gotta. I will say, here on Grid Vision, we probably have the best fans and the most interaction in this booth out of any that I've been around.
Yes, we do. All right, lights are off in the pace car. We just came around 3. We're looking for 4.
Here at GVTV, we're capable of doing everything that we do every week because of support and help from viewers like you.
Bingo! Exactly. Well said, sir. As it looks like any second now, We're going to find that zone. There we go. Out in the front. It's your boy, Justin Lewis. It's Maxwell Caldwell. What's going to happen here? Green, 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 and we are green yet again.
Justin Lewis getting a really great launch here. A couple car lengths separating him from Trevor Dalton and Max Caldwell as they go side by side here into turn 1. Trevor Dalton getting the short end of the stick, though. Outside line not gripping up for the 27 machine. Here comes Caldwell sliding across the nose through the chute, throwing a little bit of a defensive move on the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton. Dalton going to hang on to third and just about pedaling it up to the fence there is the 76 of Wilson.
All right, looking around there, side by side. That's Yarborough.
Rylan Long to the outside. Bill Hagan tags the fence out of turn 3. Rylan Long trying to fall back in line, but there is a car down there to the inside. Not going to be able to pull that one off just yet.
Not yet.
Ellswick falls back in line, looking now at Prince and Paleshi going at it. Right there in front of him, Trevor Dalton on the outside lane. And oh, Rylan Long almost loses it out of turn 2 off of the nose of the 66 of Ellswick.
Yikes. Yikes. Come on. Hold it together, guys. Don't get too ambitious now.
Oh, huge block here. Paleshi gets run all the way down to the grass by the 9 of Prince. Paleshi goes up to the outside now, trying to feed him out here into 3. Not able to do it, though. Gets caught into the dirty air off the 9 machine. Going to have to fall back a little bit here into the short chute. Jacob Prince going to hang on to the 5th spot as he tries to go toe-to-toe here with the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton.
Jacob moves down to the inside, trying to find some clean air. Can he do it? He's right behind him. It looks like our man's having trouble finding clean air. Who is that again? Brain fart for a second. Number 9 is
Jacob Prince.
Jacob Prince, yeah. I should know that.
Where you been?
I don't know. I said a brain fart for a second. Ugh. I got it right in front of me, too. Yeah, that's it.
It happens with that 50 and up crowd, you know.
Yeah. Where's my AARP membership card?
You had one. You lost it.
I did lose it, along with my readers.
With this big move from Jacob Prince, though, going to try and take over the 4th spot here. Now here comes Paleshi down to the inside. Trying to retain 5th as he holds off the 27 machine of Trevor Dalton. Trevor Dalton and Carlos Steele make a little bit of contact here for 6th. Here comes Carlos Steele down to the bottom on the inside of the chute now into turn 2. Slides up the hill a little bit big. Wiggle for the 01 machine. That's going to give the momentum to the 27 of Dalton. Dalton still has the draft, though, off the 81 car in front of him of Paleshi. And that's going to give Carlos Steele the opportunity to take over that spot coming into 3, because I don't think Dalton's going to be able to make it stick. No, he doesn't. And Carlos Steele just about slideways going to take over the spot here from Dalton.
Some amazing moves happening here towards the end of this race. Lap 63 out of 80. So we've only got about 17 laps to go here.
Also, Skid Racer, thank you for the subscription and welcome to the grid.
Yeah.
Skid Racer, sorry about that.
Yes, thank you, Skid Racer. Nice to have you. And there's a battle for 2nd currently proceeding. Let's go take a look at that real quick. Maxwell Caldwell is right behind our man.
He's got a ways to go, but he's got a handful right now. Logan Wilson is all over the back bumper coming into turn 3. Now look at that. It's a battle of 2 arrow situations you see right here. You see the 94 machine of Caldwell. Car looks real free. He's all over the wheel here trying to keep things straight. And that's because he has a 76 machine of Logan Wilson on the back bumper. But if you watch Logan Wilson through the corners here, you see Logan Wilson's car looks like it's really snug, tight. It's hard on that right front tire right now, struggling to really make anything happen with it. Can't get the back into the car, broke up, save his life. That's because he's losing all that clean air to the nose right behind the 94 machine. 94 machine's so loose because he's having all the air pulled off the spoiler and diffuser, which is making that car free. And
Yeah.
it's just the battles you have to run with here when you're in dirty air or when you're in traffic, period. Meanwhile, up at the front of the pack without anybody on the bumper or on the nose, that 7 machine of Justin Lewis, perfect lap times, perfect inputs. Not a single thing affecting the handle of that 7 machine aside from track condition.
That's true. That's a good way to think about it, too. You know, he doesn't have any help, but he doesn't need any help. He's got the whole track ahead of him. And it's in great shape, and his car is running like gangbusters. Like it's really been fantastic. Out here at the front, Justin Lewis still setting times with Maxwell Caldwell right behind and Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson currently sitting in third, holding off Jacob Prince in fourth, who's just outside the podium bubble there.
I gotta say, I gotta give a huge shout to Jacob Prince too. You know, it's been an up and down season for him. Not necessarily the performances that he's been wanting week in and week out, but sitting here in the 4th spot tonight from Indy, this is definitely the shot in the arm that this 9 team needed this week. Really good performance from one of the most difficult tracks to navigate here on the circuit. And, you know, a track that's been known to build champions throughout the decades. So that's definitely going to be a good boost of confidence heading into next week for Prince.
And let's see who else might get a boost of confidence with a decent performance after this race. That's true. If our boy Elswick can get one more position, just move himself up to 8th, he'll be in the playoff bubble.
He is all over the back bumper. Your 8th place sitter in the points right now as we got a caution. Again. Oh, they're wrecking after the wreck, too. The 3 machine of Hagen gets sideways here on the front straightaway.
Oh, that's rough.
Todd Merkel just about crawling here. Not taking any chances as the driver of the 2 machine. There's Calvert.
Ooh.
I think we got reason to believe that he may have been the caution. I don't know what it is, but something just, spidey sense is tingling here, Joe.
Oh, roger that. Okay, if your spidey sense is tingling, then we got to definitely pay attention. Let's see what happened here.
It's down to 3. Car gets loose. Maybe a mistimed shift there caused a little bit of wheel hop in the 86 machine, or maybe a little too much wheel, but head on into the outside wall, and that's going to be that for him. And I see Hagen, I think he was just trying to avoid getting to the back of the 45 machine once the caution came out and put a little too much wheel into it, and it just snapped right around on him. You know, these cars, they don't like any rapid input being thrown in it. You know, evasive action, trying to turn hard to avoid getting into somebody. That's all it takes sometimes. I think I've wrecked more in the Cup car avoiding a wreck than I've been from getting involved in the wreck.
Yeah, you think so? I think, yeah, the wreck avoidance talent is the real deal. And like you need just as much skill to avoid and to decide, like, okay, I'm gonna roll these dice because they're weighted in my favor, skill, than it does to just be in the middle of the moment and either have your skill taken away from you because the wreck is just too fast, or B, your skills go unpraised. You know. Here we go. Lights are off on the pace car now. All right. We've got people on the pit stops. Lap 69 of 80. Nice. And that means we've got just about 11 laps to go. Ooh, look at that. That was funny. He had to make up some time. Drove right across the grass there.
That's one way to do it.
Let's see what happens here. Is he going to pass him? Okay.
About to be restarting with about 10 laps to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have heartburn right now, but I know I do up here.
Yeah. I do not have heartburn. Right now I'm learning about Landon Kano. That's what I'm doing. Oh, favorite TV show is MASH, Man After My Own Heart. Fantastic choice. Favorite track is Rockingham.
Ham's good pick. Very physical racetrack. Takes pretty much everything a driver has to be decent there. Justin Lewis, change up here at the front, choosing the inside lane here for what could be the final restart.
Yeah, I just heard that over the radio. He wants the inside.
At this point, even your friends are enemies.
Yes. And we're getting down to the line. Oh, this is going to be a good restart. Because who's up at the front right now? Well, it's Maxwell Caldwell and Justin Lewis, your perennial race leader. Let's see if Lewis can get dethroned here at this this racetrack here. Almost a different configuration, like we had changed the configuration of Indy. Nope, still the same beautiful four corners.
Thankfully, we're back to the original instead of running that road course that we did for a couple years here. That was there was a miserable time to watch a race from the Brickyard.
Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. And here we go. There goes the pace car. And let's look for the restart zone. Pace car is still up, but it'll be gone soon. And that restart zone will be cutting across our path. And when it does, we will get things kicked off here for the last 10 laps of tonight's race.
Here we are. Lights out of the pace car, making its descent down pit road here. Field in the hands of Justin Lewis and Max Caldwell. Flag up in the air as they roll to the start zone. And into the restart zone here, Justin Lewis going to grab the gears quickest, get a great launch off the start here. Now going to try and come up, shut the door on the 94 machine of Caldwell. Caldwell taking a peek down to the bottom, trying to throw a block on the 81 machine of Pelleggi as he working to one.
Good speed out of everybody right now.
Back, Corella Steele up the hill, up into the side of the 18 machine of Call. Call going to come down and give him a door back on the back straightaway. And they're touching fenders here. A bunch of hip checks on the back stretch. And one of these is going to go around. And here we go up into the fence and sideways goes Corrales.
Up at the front, we had some crashing too. Austin Call with the claim over the radio that he might have gotten wrecked on purpose there. Well, take a look at that.
Yes, Corella Steele and Austin Call going out. You see Austin Call right here. Theo, the one sideways on the back straightaway. And just started touching doors through two, and we're going to have to watch that back. His entire lap was just a difficult one. You see Cross Theo slides up the hill here. The Call comes down, gives him a little bit of a tap to the door. Then Theo slams into him. Call swings back. Then Theo eventually just lets the temper get the better of him. But unfortunately takes himself out instead of getting the guy he was gunning for. That is Grid Vision 100% certified grade A beef.
I need a moo sound effect on the soundboard for that. Yeah, I'm not sure if it would sound good or not. So I'm not going to try playing any of these random moves that I have found here.
Yeah,
Oh, we do, yeah.
We got one right here.
I didn't realize that. I am a fool. Well, there it is. Beef, Grid Vision. Awesome. Nice. That's the one.
Yeah, there we go. Took us a while. I'm glad I proofread the moves before I hit the button.
Yeah.
Because that would have been really bad. It would have been really bad. I am in a lot of fun servers on Discord, and yeah.
Precisely.
We like getting to be up here and watch these guys get mad and intentionally wreck each other here on the back straightaway in Indianapolis with 10 laps to go, because, why not, right?
You know what?
Crawless Steel, and this would be the telling sign right here. You see contact there happens. Steel keeps chasing that wheel up there to the right, locking doors, then tries to stuff him into the fence. And when you're forward on the car that you're trying to stuff into the fence, the way physics works is it actually turns you into the fence. So a very important physics lesson here for Crawless Steel. Hopefully it'll work out for him next time.
That's a good question. We'll see. Those tactics can pay off. And with the lights off now, I believe, on the pace car, we're going to get things kicked off again here. Let's try for another restart. Oh, lights are still on the pace car. Excuse me, I thought the lights were off already. All right, we've got 7. Yeah, what's up?
All I gotta say is
EB and Neebies to Sleepy. Mibsile Sleepy and need bed by time. The missile...
Need bed by time. Yeah, I think we're all feeling it. The driver's got to be feeling it too at this point. Restarts are murder on your energy levels.
well, races where you have this many cautions too, it plays a toll on you mentally because you kind of zone out because you spend so much time just creeping around the track under caution, and it gets taxing after a while. As we see the lights still on the pace car, so the caution's still onward here. If you're Justin Lewis, falling behind that pace car as much as you have today too, those lights being lit like that kind of gets hypnotizing. And they still haven't given him the one to go yet. There we go. Across the stripe that time. Forgot how long the front straightaway was here in Indianapolis for a moment.
Don't worry, I did too. I thought that the restart zone was much closer to the stripe, and it's not.
But the cool news is, if the pace car leads another lap here today, it will lock itself into the playoffs. Oh, Justin Lewis. Justin Lewis just hit a growth spurt in the seat. Did you guys see that?
He got taller. Oh my goodness.
It's getting trippy here from Indy.
Just want to hear the opening of White Rabbit. Ding, 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 ding.
You guys would call it Trippy-Annapolis?
Trippy-Annapolis.
Or I Need Annapolis. There we go.
I Need Annapolis. There we go. Love it. Oh, you think so? You think bringing the hashtag bring the road course back? Is that the solution to this?
Hashtag my mic will hit the floor and you will never see me again.
That's too long for a hashtag, but I accept it.
I will run off into the woods, and I will never come back. And when I do come back, I'll be the Knife Master.
The Knife Master. Well, how about you? How about Mr. Knife Master, sir? If you can handle this restart.
Yeah, it sounds pretty knife.
It sounds knife to me.
Sorry, Mike Tyson. As we see the cars load up here into the restart zone for what we hope will be the final restart of the evening. Justin Lewis working the inside line with Maxwell Caldwell's teammate up top, down into the zone, and the green flag is out. We're back underway, and Caldwell almost loses it, trying to get to the corner of his teammate to pull a side draft and has to check up off of him. Now he's going to be side by side with his other teammate, Andrew Paleschi, as we dive down to 1 and 2.
Paleschi now holding on to that third place spot. Caldwell's there. Austin Call is right behind. Andrew Paleschi, is up almost into Caldwell. They're very close here. Caldwell's dancing around the center of the road a little bit, moving to the left, hugging that wall, and Paleschi is taking all the rest of the real estate any moment that he can.
Also, one thing to note, Austin Call just came over the radio, said the car is broken after the contact he had with Corral Steele earlier, struggling really bad, trying to hang on to the 4th position right in front of Jonathan Casabear. Side by side, up into the fence goes Caldwell, though. Heavy tag to the outside wall, going to lose a lot of momentum. Here comes Paleschi, moving up to second place here as we come across the stripe. 5 laps to go at Indy.
With 5 laps to go, these injuries are starting to add up into race-ending moments for some of these drivers, and we're just hoping that they do not get taken out. Watching here along with, I think this is Joshua Yarborough. You can see 2 IT out cars right now dancing around. That's Kano and
make it
Ellswick.
3 wide. Here comes Teasley down to the bottom, all the way up to the grass here. Heavy, a massive run for the 33 machine. He's going to be side by side with Wilson down into 3. And up the hill he goes, though, gets tight off the dirty air in front of him. Heavy contact to the outside wall there for Kano. And Kano, I think he broke a toe link. Because it is stuffed into the fence
hard
here. And here comes Teasley.
Yeah, he's hemorrhaging places now.
Yeah, Teasley now down to the inside of Ellswick, trying to make the pass through turn 2, gets it complete in front of the 66 machine, and around goes the 76 into turn 1, or into turn 2, in heavy contact with the outside wall. And, of course, Todd Merkel gets hit.
Oh, no.
And that's going to be a caution.
It's going to be the trip back in time for us to see exactly what went down. Here we are in the chopper camera.
Tries to come down. He had a late entry there, and unfortunately the 9 machine was gunning to be there on the bottom, and 2 cars just kind of met in the middle.
One more replay. Watching from the point of view of Todd Merkel.
This is on board. Big slide here. Heavy hit to the wall. And switch back to Todd Merkel here. Sorry about the technical difficulty there, guys. And this is what it's like to be clotheslined at about 185 miles an hour. Forward Todd sees the smoke up against the track, hopes the car will stay up there. Car does not. Right front fender gone for the 2 machine, and another heavy hit here for Todd Merkel. And man, I know he's going to be the first person to cheer after the checkered flag is over today, even before Justin Lewis does if he comes across with the win. And that's substantial damage to the 76 machine.
Oof. Yeah.
See that? You're not supposed to be able to read those letters, folks at home.
Nah.
Those are supposed to be
not at this speed.
Those are supposed to be indistinguishable.
Yikes. Just yikes.
That right there, you know, another couple of laps of that, that's going to be a flat right front tire as well. But luckily, it's only going to be a green-white checkered restart here. Maybe, you know, the damage that they served here on pit road for the 76 machine of Logan Wilson will be enough to get that right front tire to at least spin for a lap or two.
That's right. Give it a chance to do its job. Oh, we got a big spin in the back. Is that Thiel?
Thiel. Yeah, Thiel wrecking under yellow back there.
Oh, no. And that might be the end of the night for Carlos Steele. Let's see. He just disconnected, I think, or he just teleported back to pit. Let's see what happened here. Self spin. Then taps the wall. Not ideal.
It is suboptimal, to say the least.
Yeah. Is that going to be it for him? Oh, I don't see him leaving the session yet. It was, oh, nope, there he goes. Carlos Steele has manually disconnected. Unfortunate. So he's over the wall now, along with a few other names here. Brad Wilson's over the wall. Who else has stepped over for the evening? Drew Kuhn. Sherry Litweiler. Those are kind of the big names of people that we've definitely lost this evening to wrecks who will not be finishing this race. Or not just necessarily to wrecks, sometimes to, you know, jerks like me. Picking them for winning stuff. Who'd I pick?
That feels like a whole other lifetime ago at this point.
Yeah, right? Oh, I picked Austin Call, Andrew Pileshi, and Yarborough. Okay, yeah, Yarborough I put bad luck on for the night, apparently. But he's doing he's not doing too bad right now.
He's sitting in the top 5. Just outside of it anyway.
It was the early bad luck I gave him.
Oh, you gave some bad juju too, though, because look at the amount of damage on the left side of the Aflac Toyota Camry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Mr. Call.
Very difficult for him to handle a green-white checkered with, because you need to be able to be on the throttle as much as possible here 2 laps to go at Indy. Yeah, that loss of downforce in that left front fender is going to be very painful for him. But if he can use that dirty air and, you know, throw a couple well-timed blocks, be a good points tonight for Austin Call. Just don't want to get yourself wrecked in the process. You can definitely make your race a lot worse here.
That's true. Let's see him bring it home.
Also, it is a 13:20 lockout here of the top 4 spots as well.
Hey! That'd be a great win for the team to have all 4 of the spots. You get the parlay and the 4th place winner, 4th place spot. That'd be fantastic. Well, let's see if they can hold on to these leads for just a couple of laps here, and then it's all written up, all buttoned up for them.
We look at the team standings right now, and 1320 Racing Enterprises absolutely running away with it, 191 points over Outcast Motorsports, sitting there in 2nd place. Not necessarily a walk-off, it's still kind of close, but I mean, 1320 has been real consistent this year.
They have been. And here we go. You want to take it away?
Yeah, I got it. Let's see the lights out on the iRacing pace car here, side by side. Lewis opting for the outside lane again. Pileshi, his teammate, down to the bottom. Field lined up 2 by 2. All the way through the back into the restart zone, and a good clean launch here for the 7 machine of Justin Lewis. He's going to pull apart at least a car length coming into turn 1 over his 1320 teammate, Andrew Pileshi. Down to the bottom lane. Pileshi going to hang on to 2nd place. Austin Call, though, in the danger zone right now. Heavy damage to the left side, up the hill through 1. Able to shut the door in the face of the 77 to Yarborough. That dirty air going to play games with Yarborough. He's going to slap the hill a little bit now. tucking back in line, trying to take the slipstream off the back of the 18 machines and work down the back straightaway, and it's going to be anybody's guess as to how turn 3 is going to go because they are 3 wide in the back.
I'm watching closely right now in the back of the pack, and they're entering 3 with caution, but the exit, ooh, is a spicy one for a few cars there. Even though we had a spicy one, looks like we're going to get that white flag. Let's see if we can get to it.
And here we go. White flag is in the air, and this is the flag that will end the race. Down into turn 1, the 7 machine of Justin Lewis has been dominant all night. Has led the most laps, has had the most pace out of anybody in the field. It's been a topsy-turvy evening for everybody on track. Oh, first mistake I think we've seen the 7 make all night. Grabs a little bit of grass there through turn 2, chases it up the hill, but cuts back down the track here in the back straightaway to try and break the draft off of its teammate. Now down to 3 for the final time. It has been a chaotic evening. Record cautions here from Indianapolis, but one thing has remained the same, and that 7 car of Justin Lewis has been the cream of the crop this evening. Making it out of turn number 4, and he can more or less coast it from here. Onward to the Art of Bricks, and a big win here for Justin Lewis, and he's going to win at the Brickyard.
Beautiful finish for Lewis. Dominating performance, as we like to say here on Grid Vision. Look at that. Look at the stats on screen, folks. 64 laps led out of 80. That's a resounding majority there. Fastest lap was a 51.274. He had a great night.
Him getting a little congratulatory push from his teammate Drew Palesci there on the back straightaway. Great drive for Palesci, too. Big week last week for him, able to come home P2 tonight from Indianapolis. Momentum starting to fall into the favor of pretty much all these 1320 cars because they locked up the podium. And I can take a peek back, but I'm pretty sure Austin Call, with all the damage, though, was able to rally to a 4th place finish in the Aflac Camry. That's impressive because I figured he was going to be over a barrel after the contact that he and Carlos Steele made there on the back straightaway a handful of laps ago. Even Austin Call has no idea how he made it happen.
Yeah.
He's
I was about to say
over the radio.
I was about to say Austin Call incredulous that he made it across the line with as much damage as he had on the car, and I bet there's quite a few people who are pretty impressed with themselves and with their vehicle for getting them across the line. As we see now, Justin Lewis burning it down and writing his name all over the field in rubber.
Now, if he could write his name on the field, if he could put Justin Lewis here on the front straightaway for us, that'd be pretty cool.
He's got it. Let's see how he does here. He's got a couple of spins. He's brought it back, weaving between the other winners. That's classy.
It's looking like a Friday night broadcast if me and Roger have had a few. It's a little out of control looking here. Got to get a little more, it's a little bit more of a straight shot. Hit your teammate. I mean, look, we know you got to make that car pass Tech somehow, but that's a protest right there, honestly.
Yeah, that's a protest. I'm going to say that's going straight to iRacing control. But pretty impressively done. Still weaving between the other 2 cars as best he possibly could. I'd give that probably 4 hot dogs out of 5 as we go into the unofficial race results. Let's go ahead and break it down. Sheldon, super duper fast guy of the race. That's Justin Lewis with 51.175. Overall, though, we had Justin Lewis coming across the line in first, with Andy Palesci in second, Maxwell Caldwell in third, Austin Call in fourth, Joshua Yarborough in fifth, Jonathan Cassabear in sixth, Jacob Ellswick in seventh, Caleb Ellswick in seventh, pardon me, Jacob Prince in eighth, John Bradford in ninth, and Thad Teasley in 10th.
I'm in 11th place with the 20 machine of Cale Pearson with Logan Wilson in 12th. 13th goes to the 27 of Trevor Dalton with Drew Calvert in 14th. 15th place, the most popular driver of the sport, the 22 machine of Ronnie Hurst over 16th positions. 3 machine of Bill Hagan. Ryland Long comes home 17th with Landon Kano in 18th. 19th goes to Mike Boone with Todd Merkel running at the top 20, followed by Corrales Steele, Brad Wilson, Terry Litweiler, and Drew Kuhn running up the 24-car field here from Indy.
All right, all right. And as you can see, it was a long, tough night for these drivers, everybody. There was a lot of yellows that popped out, but we kept most of them in for most of the race. We only lost a handful of drivers there, and it wasn't until about the halfway point through the race when it started to happen. So, well, I gotta say, congratulations to everyone who did make it through. And as we now turn our attention towards those winners, we're gonna get a chance to talk with some of them right now. Let's start with talking to third place's Maxwell Caldwell. How you doing, Maxwell?
Doing good, doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, my man, you had a little slice of this too. You led about 16 laps of this race. Very good job there. How did it go for you overall? I mean, obviously the team did fantastic, but how did you do as an individual?
Well, first we did not qualify where we wanted to, so being about mid-pack when some of them early cautions came out, I wanted to play the flipperoo game. So I took myself to the back, started taking a bunch of fuel on. That way, if it did go green at some point, we'd be able to stay out longer and kind of, one, lead some laps, and two, be able to get that fuel strategy, just get on a different one. And ultimately, one of those yellows came out where I felt pretty good on fuel, where other people had no choice but to pit, and the whole field comes down. That gets me the lead. And from there, we just were able to kind of maintain track position. Justin got some lucky cautions there when he was going to be short based on his strategy. Like when he pit under green, he was going to have to pit a second time there. Whereas if it stayed green there, we were only going to have the one more pit. So I think he would have been kind of hosed. But hey, that's Indy, right? A lot of these cautions changed. Every caution changed the strategy. And there, when everybody wanted to pit for tires toward the end, we decided the track position was greater than tires, and sure enough, it at least netted us P3. But I mean, the 7, the 81, they were both kind of quicker than me most of the practice, most of the race here. This isn't my best track, so P3 here, I can't really complain.
All right, yeah, it's really, it's an accomplishment. It was absolutely an accomplishment to stay alive through all of those yellows. What kept you going through those yellows? Like it's got to be something that chisels away at a racer's resolve. What keeps you motivated when you see that many yellows come out?
The checkered flag. I mean, just sitting there wanting to look for. I mean, it sounds cliche, but like just knowing that every yellow is an opportunity to try again. If you were in the lead, yellows didn't even bother you because it was so easy to restart. And as long as you could clear coming out of turn 2, you were good. Like we had one restart where Justin hung on my outside. Luckily, that yellow came out very quick because I was just, most of the time when I was up front, I was on disadvantage stuff. So it was just kind of hard. But once you cleared, you could have guys on tires behind you, and it didn't matter. They were stuck in that dirty air. Dirty air was a massive problem. So yellows to me were opportunities. It just got shaky with like, when do you pit? What do you take? And ultimately, we kind of saw a lot of guys that were running up front that took tires at the end with about 10 to go, found themselves outside the top 10 ultimately in the end. So staying out in the track position, held on, and hey, got the team finished really strong here tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A good, strong finish. Good, strong finish. Any shout-outs you got tonight for anybody?
Absolutely. First and foremost, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I mean, what a blessing it is to be able to come and race each and every Monday night with these guys. It's a blessing and an honor to be able to have made so many good friends and even to get to know you guys up in the booth. Just blessed beyond measure with that. Thankful for him for allowing me to do this. Got to thank my sponsor, Merkle Racing Engines on the Hood. He's been on there a long time. Todd did not have the night he wanted. But, I mean, 3 years running with this sponsor, changing the paint up every so often just a little bit, but still getting him solid finishes. Got to thank him for his support of the team. Speaking of the team, got to thank the teammates, Justin Lewis, Andrew Paleschi, Austin Cole, Trevor Dalton, Todd Merkel. I mean, some of the guys didn't have the best of nights, but I haven't looked at the final running order. I guess we finished 1, 2, 3, 4 at least as a team, so that's pretty awesome. So shout out to those guys for hanging in there at the end. And thankful for DV8 and everything they do. The league admins work very hard, and I'm sure they're in the incident review room now working extremely hard with a lot of the yellows we had tonight to make sure this league's the best it can be. And, I mean, got to thank the J&M Industrial Group, too, for sponsoring this thing. I mean, the broadcasts that get put on because of that sponsorship, the racing that we get to have because of that sponsorship, this league's only going to grow with that partnership, so thankful for them guys. And then you guys up in the booth, I mean, you guys do a awesome job at Grid Vision. I mean, I say it each and every time I'm up here. It's some of the most professional broadcasting I've ever seen, and I've been fortunate to be in a couple of different booths with different companies. And man, like y'all's graphics, y'all's layouts, y'all's way you call the race and run it start to finish with your show, it's top notch, man. And I only expect to see better and better from you guys going forward. So it's an honor to have you guys. And all in all, just got to wrap it up by saying it's just a blessing to be here, man.
Oh, that's what we like to hear, my friend. And you know what? We'll keep bringing you the best in class that we've got. You keep bringing us the best in class racing that you've got, and we'll call it a deal. How about that?
Yeah, I just need to finish 2 spots forward, don't I?
Just 2 spots. That's it. Just 2 little spots forward. If you knock them all down, you get a strike every time. It's easy.
Absolutely.
All right, Maxwell. Thank you for your time. We will talk to you hopefully very soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. That was Maxwell Caldwell, 3rd place. I'm going to pass this microphone like the Olympic torch over to Sheldon Atkins, and he is going to talk to the 2nd place finisher in tonight's race. I believe that honor goes to Andrew Paleschi.
Joe, I appreciate you handing me the microphone, but did you have to drill lunch so much during the race, man? Come on.
I just get so excited.
But either way, I'm sitting here right now with our 2nd place starter and our 2nd place finisher. And honestly, with all the chaos we saw here today, I feel like you're probably pretty happy that you were at least able to bring it home where you started. Drew, talk me through it. And how do you make it through a race that's just, as chaotic as these are? Because I know these things drive me absolutely crazy.
Yeah, the cautions are a real pain here. It's just about being, I don't know, missing them and hoping you catch them right and whatnot. And track position here mattered so much too. It's just not the best track for this car.
So it looked like you had a pretty solid RocketLeagueHacks.net 1320 Chevrolet tonight, though. How'd you feel about your chances about winning? Did you feel like it was pretty much locked up at the start with how fast Justin Lewis was?
Unless you beat him on a restart or he messes up or something like that, that was it. Like him and I were just talking about it. I think you could take 2 cars here, take the tire dead completely out over a run, and unless he screws up, I'm not getting him. You just can't pass here at all. And it was just a parade. It's all about the restart. And I was really bad on the restarts tonight, so I had like 0 shot. The last one there with 2 or 3 to go, I think it was my best one. And like I said, unless you can get inside turn 1 there, I don't think you're winning it or you're beating anybody.
So next question I have for you. Do you think that the difficulty in passing, just how frustrating this track can be, is why we saw so many yellows tonight, just impatient drivers trying to make something happen early?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a little guilty of it myself too. It's because you got to make hay when you can, like it is turn 1, turn 2, get all you can, because you can't do anything else. Yeah, 100%. It was all about being impatient, but I can't really blame the guys that were impatient because you got to do what you got to do here.
Andrew, thanks for your honesty here, and how you looking going into next week when we go to track where passing is never a problem? Good old Kansas Speedway.
Ooh, that's a fun one. Yeah, I'll always take 1.5 miles. It's sad. I love Indy, but it's just this car doesn't fit very well. So feeling good. Started first, finished first. Started second, finished second. Maybe we can either post up with a 3-3 or maybe go back up 1 and put it on the front both times there next week. So look forward to it.
Well, who do you want to thank and shout out for your piece in the 1320 lockout podium this evening?
Well, of course, as always, you got to thank the boys that put on this whole show, Ronnie and Josh and all them guys, and J&M Industrial Group, those guys sponsoring this whole this good old time here we have every week. The 1320 boys, my teammates, you guys up in the booth, you guys do a fantastic job. I can't say it enough. Like, we don't deserve you. You guys are great. And everybody watching, do it again next week.
Well, Drew, thanks for coming on up here and talking to us, and congratulations on a strong finish here today at Indy. I'm going to hand it back on over to old Joe LaCastro with our race winner, driver of the number 7 machine, old Justin Lewis.
You got it, my friend, and thank you. Let's go ahead and get Justin Lewis up in here, and we will talk with him. Justin, can you hear us okay?
I got you, boys.
All right. Well, welcome up into the booth, my friend. After that finish, though, I really got to ask, like, you led 65 out of 80 laps in this race. There was only a 15-lap gap in there somewhere where it wasn't you holding on to this. So what was coming into this race? what was your setup like? What was your practice like for this? Because you had to have the car ready for this event.
I kind of just showed up in the lobby opens, turned a couple laps.
Yo.
Then I left and got a drink. I came back, did a couple more laps, and then kind of felt okay. And then when it came to race time, I don't know, just something about. I mean, this is a home track technically for me, so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm down in Columbus, so I'm like 45 minutes from this track currently. So, not bad. I usually always fumble these here. I agree with Andrew that this place is really hard to pass. It's always been kind of awkward to pass. But somehow I finished one for once on Monday. So I feel like we've had so many. With all the races, I think we've run like 8 or 9 races. We probably should have like 6 wins, in my opinion, to be honest. So, getting hot when it counts is how I look at it now.
And man, you got hot when it counted for sure. You showed this race exactly who was boss. Every restart you had was pretty much locked in. Like, it was hard to watch anybody behind you. Andrew Pileshi he started second, ended second, and had some great challenge there for you. Maxwell Caldwell sounded like he was going to get up there. Austin Call, but yeah, you managed to hold out there. And to carry your teammates with you so far across the line. 1320 has been fantastic. What you guys, what's your guys' ambition as a team here for the rest of this season? We're halfway through the season now.
Yeah, I think we all have winning speed. Todd has his moments, but when we get a chance to get him up there, we try to get him up there too. But that bright yellow car is a magnet for we call it the SHIT magnet because it's pretty much where it's at all times.
Awesome.
He doesn't get a good chance to really shine because usually he's got to dig out of a hole all race. But as far as me, Andrew, Max, and Austin, and Trevor, I always forget because the Mondays and Wednesdays are different for us. But really, all of us, we get our stuff together. You wouldn't be surprised to see us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know me, Andrew, and Max usually, even though we're teammates, and Austin, and well, really all of us. Again, when we start racing, like it could be any one of us at any time to just dominate. Like last week, I felt pretty good at Darlington, and then Andrew dominated the race. This week I felt okay, and then I dominated the race. So it's just, and then it doesn't matter. I mean, any given Sunday, in real life, like they say, but we're pretty good as a group. We know how to kind of work together when it matters, and we know how to really mess it up too. So it just depends on if we can complete one of these things.
And you can complete it. You did. Fantastic finish there. And how about some shout outs for us? Any shout outs or thank yous?
Yeah, for sure. You guys for sticking out the caution fest there. Trust me, it was as boring in the car as it was for you guys probably watching. So we got green. I was having fun. I was trying to drive my heart out there on some old stuff later rather toward the end of the race when I was kind of at that deficit, had to do a green flag stop. I was prepared to pretty much win it or wear it if that went green to the end because it was going to be close, and I was short on fuel, and there was a lot of funky stuff going to happen there. But the racing gods gifted me to get some yellows and save enough fuel to maintain that, and everybody had to pit for tires, and I didn't have enough on my tires. So for sure, thank the racing gods, you guys for sticking that out, Ronnie and Josh for dealing with our BS every week, J&M Group for helping make this whole thing possible, and Todd Merkel for sponsoring this car. I mean, there's no written deal, but maybe we should start one to see if I can start making some money off of him. And then again, just Max, Austin, Andrew, Trevor, Todd, all of those guys. Without them, it'd be a very boring, quiet life on the Discord chat. So, yeah, I don't know where we're at next week, but hopefully we can continue the dominance.
Well, I can tell you with a little bit of research, I can pop open my magic book here. We're at Kansas, is that right? Yep, Kansas next week.
Oh, yeah, it's my honey hole. Okay, yeah, we're going to try to continue the dominance next week.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to big things out of you then coming next week out of Kansas. How about that?
Yeah, for sure. Kansas is it's a fun place. We get to rip the top, bottom, middle. Doesn't matter, but it gets good, pretty rowdy if it can. If the setup's good, if it's not If it's pretty tight, then it gets kind of blah because you got to really do some weird stuff. But if it's a decent handling setup, it'll be fun to watch. If we can go green, I'm hoping we can make it more than a lap at the beginning of these things.
Yeah, we'll have to see, my friend. We'll have to see. All right, Justin Lewis, congratulations up here in Victory Lane. Love to talk to you as usual, and once again, way to absolutely kill it out there in Indianapolis today.
Thanks, guys. We'll hopefully talk to you later.
All right, that was once again first place is Justin Lewis, and with that, we are going to be bringing this broadcast to its natural conclusion. Sheldon, oh my goodness, my friend, did you have a good time tonight? I had a great time.
You son of a...
Oh. Sheldon.
Sorry.
I think I got moved out of the chat.
That's I don't know. I think your soundboard just about caught it there for me. I'm good. These guys normally put on a really good show tonight. Tonight's definitely a night that I think they're going to do a little bit of hard looking and reflecting on what happened here this season from Indianapolis. I'm happy that Justin Lewis got the win, was the fastest car, and was able to get the dub this week, which is great for him because so deserved. I mean, so many times this year he's come up short based on circumstance or getting caught up in the meat grinder that is the midfield, but. Good race for him. I'm definitely looking forward to Kansas because, boy, was it a rough one this evening.
Yeah, it was. But you know what? Kansas, like he said, you can rip the top, you can rip the middle, you can rip the bottom. Let's look forward to a track with a little more freedom next week, but you can't deny it. The Brickyard's a good time.
Nobody rips their pants is what I'm hoping for.
And hopefully nobody rips their pants. None of that next week. We'll just be ripping laps. That's what we're doing. Ripping laps, not pants. And that is going to be your moment of zen, your wisdom for the day here from the racetrack and from the entire Grid Vision team, folks. We'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcast or supported by gridvision.live, contact us on Facebook, Discord, or info@gridvision.live, of course. If you're a driver, also remember to go over to gridvision.live and upload your photo and your stats so that if you're ever in a league that we're broadcasting, we can get your information up there. And especially if you're in a league that we're broadcasting, head on over there and get that information up for us so we can feature you on one of our future broadcasts. Once again, thank you to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash SimCams, who provides the beautiful cameras we use on all of Grid Vision's broadcasts. Congratulations once again to our friend Justin Lewis on winning tonight's race from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This has been Joe Locastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire, and hey, we'll see you next time on the grid.